What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the clan. It's Jordy, and today we've got a very interesting video. One that is long overdue, long in the making. I'm talking years at this point. I've had these thoughts forever now, and in light of this documentary coming out, there is no perfect time than now to discuss it. We've all seen the documentary, the EDP445 documentary. We've seen it. We've all seen it. And if you haven't, watch at your own risk. Like, please, I beg of you. It is some of the most vile things. It's some of the most vile. It's some of the most vile shit I've ever seen in my 21 years of being alive. And honestly, what drove me to make this video, because I'm not going to make another video talking about this guy ever again. I don't want my name being associated with this guy's under any circumstances. This is just for now. This is only a right now thing to get it all out in this one video. Because what many don't know are, those who aren't close with me and my close friends know this, but I actually used to be a fan of this guy when he was, in his prime, when he was on YouTube. The glory days, the days before this, whatever the hell you even want to call this. Back when I was, I think, 14, 15, or 16, I had a few friends from school that loved this guy. We thought this guy was fucking hilarious, and not only hilarious, but low-key relatable in a lot of ways, because, me personally, when I was in school, I felt just like, for any people that know this guy, who've seen any of this guy's videos, this guy struggled a lot with dating. It was a really recurring topic in a lot of his videos, and he was overly vulgar. Now with light of this documentary, we all know why it was the way it was back then. But back then, I felt sort of a bit of relatability to what this guy was saying. I felt for him. I felt like I'd been there, and it felt as if I had a home in that regard, because I struggle with dating. I'm asexual. I've never really been around that many girls. I'm not the Rizzler. I'm not, a fucking playboy, but I did feel for him in that regard, and it honestly, it fucking sucks to admit this. It really does. But I felt a sense of relatability with the guy back then. Not now. Never now. But back then, when this guy was on YouTube, it was funny and it was relatable. Two things that go hand in hand, and that's why I kept tuning back in. That's why I subscribed. That's why me and my friends subscribed, because we felt we'd been there before, and on top of that, this guy was fucking hilarious in all the wrong ways. I have some pretty good memories of watching a few of his videos back in the day. And nowadays, looking back at that stuff, it's understandable why a 15-year-old boy like myself would laugh at that kind of shit. Because a recurring topic that, something he always talks about, or used to talk about in his videos, about how his audience is a bunch of teenage boys. And as a teenage boy, I found that shit fucking hilarious. So of course I would stay around. But where things started to get bad, and if you know the story, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, is when Cold Raven started making videos on him. And at the time, and honestly still now, I don't like Cold Raven. Even now, I don't like him. And the reason I don't like him is because he reminds me a lot of every school bully I've ever dealt with. Every bully I've ever dealt with in school, that guy reminds me of them. To this day, I don't like Cold Raven. Still, to this day, I don't like his demeanor. I don't like his attitude. I don't like the way he talks. I think he is a complete and utter piece of shit. A piece of shit that just so happened to be right, mind you. But to this day, I don't like this guy. I don't like people like him. He reminds me of a really bad time in my life. And I steer clear of that at all costs. But, when he started making videos about him with the initial allegations, I was one of those people, and I hate to admit this, I was one of those people that took his side. I thought it was just petty drama. I didn't think it'd amount to anything. I thought it was just yet another internet war, another flame battle. That's what I thought it was. I would have never in a million years thought it would get to this, to where it's at right now. And as you know, as a fan of him, I took his side, much like many other people did. It wasn't just me; it was a bunch of other people. Took this guy's back. We thought it was petty drama, and we thought that that's all it would amount to. And I remember this day, the day where everything went sour. I remember it like it was yesterday. My friend Paulo, shout out to him if he's watching this. My friend Paulo, who's also somebody. He says he's not a fan of him, but me and him used to watch his videos a lot. We were familiar with him back then. But my friend Paulo sends me a message, and he says, "Jordy, EDP's getting arrested." And he sends me the initial Instagram post of him getting caught in the act. And before he sent the picture, these were my exact words. I said, "What the fuck are you talking about? What's going on?" He sends me the picture of him getting caught in the act. Because before the video came out, there were pictures of him getting caught in the act. He sent me the picture. I clicked on it. I read the information. They had screenshots of what went on with him talking to this specific, or this supposed, with the decoy. I was like, oh no, oh my god, this is not good. This is fucking, oh my god. At that moment, I realized, holy shit, Cold Raven was right. Oh my god, I could not believe what I was seeing. I could not believe what I just saw. I was fucking, oh my goodness, dude. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to see. And when the video, when the video came out of him getting caught, I watched the whole thing beginning to end. I'm pretty sure I watched it when it was live. And then a few short days afterward, I saw, because they had released the chat logs of the decoy, and to this very day, it is some of the most disgusting, some of the most vile shit I've ever seen from another human being. And it honestly leads me to believe that this guy is not a human being. He's got to be like some kind of alien, some subspecies, because I struggle to believe that another human being would ever do something like this. This guy needs help. And speaking of which, when this documentary came out, me and my dad watched it. Me and my father watched it from beginning to end, and I had to take a fucking shower after watching it because I felt so dirty watching that. It's just, it's like it's like walking out of a sewer. And honestly, I feel so guilty. I feel so guilty of ever being a fan of this guy. Then again, I didn't know. None of us knew. But at the same time, I feel so guilt-ridden, guilt-struck by forever admiring this guy. I'm like, why did I ever like this guy? Why? This guy is just vile. It's vile. And if you haven't seen the documentary, watch at your own risk. But speaking of the documentary, there are two things in particular that I would like to discuss. Those are my two main takeaways from that documentary. Two things that I wasn't aware of, but they're the two things I will always remember, besides the fact that, it goes into his sick, perverted mind. There's that. We all knew that already, but, it's 10 times worse. But there are two things in particular that I took away from that, and that honestly stripped me of any kind of sympathy or empathy from this guy. These two things removed all of that. I have no sympathy, I have no remorse, I have no nothing, no lasting feelings for this guy after these two things came out. Number one, the documentary revealed that he actually did have a girlfriend for a while. And this struck a nerve with me because in his videos, in the videos I used to watch, what me and my friends used to watch, he would complain constantly about his struggles with dating. how, oh, women are sick, women are that. I hate women. Like, he was an open misogynist, and he struggled with dating a lot. And I felt for him because I felt like I could relate to that. Obviously not anymore, but I felt like I felt him in that regard. I felt like I'd been through the same thing. He reveals, and one thing that everybody, one of his excuses when he was caught meeting this supposed 13-year-old girl, one of his excuses, or one of his reasons on as to why he did it, he said it was because he felt lonely. He felt like no women were giving him attention. He was struggling to find that partner. He didn't think he would ever find it, so he stooped to the level of talking to a minor. Obviously, that's a piss poor excuse, but it felt genuine. It felt real when he said that. Now to come to find out, he had one, and not only did he have a girlfriend, he fucking left her. He left her. So the one driving factor as to why he did what he did is now defunct. It's fucking pointless now. He said the reason he did this is because he wasn't getting any attention from somebody his age. He would never find that, so he stooped down to that level. Now to come to find out, he gets that, and he leaves her. He leaves her. So what you've wanted this entire fucking time, you've wanted this forever now, you finally get it, and you leave her. And the reason he left her will shock you the most. It just revealed he just likes kids. Somebody his age does not satisfy him. He wants to be with a little girl. He has a sick attraction to little girls. And he admits to this in the documentary several different times. And there's no sarcasm behind it. This is fucking sick. There's nothing funny about that at all. I don't think anybody in their right mind would think that that's funny. So the one thing I felt bad for him about is now meaningless. Because he got what he wanted and he threw it away. Because his sick mind couldn't be satisfied. There's no satisfying this person, this guy. There's no satisfying him. There's no saving him. And I'll say this now more than ever, the only thing that'll fix it is jail. Because a girl, having the love of his life couldn't fix it. Nothing will fix it. Nothing will fix it. Jail is the only option, and how he remains a free man is the biggest mystery of our time. So that's one of the two things I took away. The second thing, and this one, oh my god, I don't know, I couldn't believe what I was hearing when I heard it. He said that on the day that he got caught, when he was driving on his way to meet what he thought was a 13-year-old girl, when he was on the way, he said he felt intuition. He said he felt his mother from beyond the grave telling him to stop. He felt like his mother was trying to look after, his dead mother was trying to look after him and save him and say, hey, look, stop, don't do this. So he said he heard his dead mother trying to save him, and he ignored it. He ignored it. He still went along with it. His dead mother, who he believes is trying to save him and tell him to stop, he ignores it. And this particularly, I'm not even kidding, this makes me angry. This makes me so angry for a reason that's not known. It's because the reason this pisses me off is because about 3 years ago, my grandfather passed away. My father's father. And so, since then, my dad tells me all the time, he feels his presence. Even though he's not here anymore, he feels his presence. Every decision he makes, it feels like he's still there with him, guiding him from beyond the grave. And he listens to him every single time. He tells me he feels it. It feels real. Nobody else can feel this, but he says he feels it, like he's still here, making an impact and influencing every decision he's made from that point onward. To think that this fucking sick fuck felt the same thing with his mother, and he ignores it. That's, oh my God, that's just evil, man. That's evil. This man is evil. Any love, any respect I ever had for this man is just gone. It's been annihilated. This man is pure fucking evil. This man is evil. He needs to be stopped. We can't allow this. We can't allow someone like this to roam freely in our society. We need to do something about it. And the saddest part about it is that he keeps getting away with it because all these fucking all these clowns on the internet trying to expose him are only doing it for content. They're botching these investigations. They're doing it completely wrong. They're only doing it for YouTube clicks and nothing else. That's why he remains a free man. And it's like Chris Hansen said in the documentary, if I were the one that caught you, none of this would have happened. You'd be in jail. If I were the one in charge of that, things would be different. And yeah, it makes almost too much sense. I could not believe what I was watching, and shout out to my dad for sitting down right next to me and watching it with me, because there are several points watching this documentary where I just wanted to turn the fucking thing off. I wanted to just turn, I can't finish this. I can't finish this. It was an hour and 30 minutes, and I'm amazed that I ever got through this. And I'm not going to do any jump cuts in this video. Probably not even going to edit this video, because I want it to be raw and unfiltered, how I really feel about this. It fills me with so much shame and regret that I ever was a fan of this guy. I never knew this guy. I was never like friends with him or anything, but I was a subscriber. I was a loyal follower. He was somebody that made me laugh in the hardest of times, and I'll never forget that. And part of me wishes I would, because it would hurt less. Honest to God. Honest to God. This is vile, this is sick, this is disgusting, and I could have never fathomed in my right mind of how it could get worse than this. So his one driving motive of not having a girlfriend, not feeling loved by anybody, he leaves that behind. He leaves her. And the reason he said, oh, because she's annoying. It told me, when I heard that, it told me right then and there, there's no saving this guy. No amount of therapy, no amount of psychiatrical evaluation can save this man. There's no saving him. There's only one option, and it's in jail. That's where the solution lies. Because people like this should not be allowed to freely roam the streets. There are so many victims out there. There are so many little girls out there that fall victim to pedophilia and these sick, perverted pieces of shit. There's so many little girls that fall victim to this every single day. And it keeps happening. It should not happen. If we can't protect our little girls, we have no business. We have no business trying to run this, because we're the dominant species on this planet. Humans are the dominant species on this planet. If we can't protect our little girls, we need to all be wiped out. We need to have a better species inhabiting this planet, because humans can't do it. You know, if this guy even counts as human, any of these people count as human, because part of me think, you know, they're subhuman. They are subhuman. They are subhuman. They don't think clearly. They have this sick attraction to little girls. Like, pedophilia is a fucking disease. It's a disease. It's an incurable disease. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. It's a curable disease. The cure for that is jail time. Bottom line. Bottom line. It pains me immensely that I was ever associated with this guy. It pains me to such a degree. I was in shock at what I had just saw 5 years ago, and I'm still in shock now. I couldn't have fathomed it getting worse than that. Mind you, his dead mother, he felt her intuition. He felt her from beyond the grave, trying to save him, and he ignored it. I think that's what speaks to me the most. He refused to be saved. He ignored his dead mother, which, mind you, if you've seen any of his videos, he talks about it a lot. He says how he talks endlessly about how close he and his mother were when she was alive. They were so close. That was his biggest supporter, in his words. He loved his mother. And it hit him really hard when the day he lost her. And he feels her from beyond the grave and doesn't fucking listen. I think that right there is the most disgusting part of it all. One of them. One of the most disgusting parts of it. I can't forgive that. Nobody will ever forgive this. Hell, Chris Chan doesn't even like the guy. Chris Chan was in the documentary. Even he doesn't like him. Wings of Redemption, Boogie. This guy has nothing left. He has nothing left. He can't be saved. He can't be helped. He was in therapy. He was in psychiatric care, and he quit it. He quit therapy. He ended it. There is no saving somebody like this. There just isn't. Any relatability, any sympathy, any care I ever felt for this guy has been just annihilated. It's been nuked. It's been nuked. And this is the first and the only time I'm ever talking about this guy. I'm never talking about this guy ever again on my YouTube channel or anywhere else, because I feel so incredibly uncomfortable when this guy's name comes to mind. Whenever I hear EDP445, it makes me so incredibly uncomfortable. I don't want to talk about this ever again. This is going to be the only time I ever say anything about it. And that's that. Really. I don't know. I just don't know. Bottom line, that's the moral of this story. I don't know. That's my slogan for this. I don't know. Again, shout out to my dad for watching this with me. I think at the end of the day, documentaries like this need to be shown. We need to make examples of people like this. People like this should not be allowed to freely roam our town or anywhere. Anywhere where little girls and women, like, because I have 2 younger sisters. And my biggest fear as an older brother is this right here. This should not be allowed. It should not be. We need to make examples of this shit. Examples need to be made. And that's that. We need to protect our little girls. Because this isn't right. This isn't right. And that's also an understatement. To say this isn't right is the biggest understatement of them all. We can't have this. It just can't be. Under any circumstances, it should not be allowed. I don't care. And I think, that being said, that'll end it for this video. That's about a 25-minute video, but I'm ending it right here. I'm not going to do any jump cuts, or I'm not editing this video at all. This is completely unfiltered. This is all in one take. I'm not doing any jump cuts. This is it. This is honestly it. When I upload this, that'll be it. It's the only time I'm ever talking about it. I'm not talking about it again, so don't ask me about it in my DMs on Instagram or TikTok. Don't ask me about this ever again. I don't want to talk about this ever again. This is the first and the final time, from first to last. That's it. Don't ask me about this. Bottom line. That being said, I'm ending this right here, right now. I'll see you guys on the flip side, and that's that.